All right, yogis, we're gonna start right into down dog today. So if that's too much, you could do child pose, right? So we'll come to the mat, hands spread at the front, hips up and back. I think everyone in class knows this posture. So I'll just leave out the cues. Just start to get into your body here, start to deepen your breath. Gonna go about 1 minute to 2 total. So starting in this, 1 to 2 minute inversion. And you're feeling out your body. It's first posture, so you can add some things in here that feel good. Just trying to keep your head below your heart, lengthen the hips up and back, pressing the palms down. Keep breathing here, yogis. Another minute or so. All right, next position, down to tabletop. We're gonna do the Kriya today. So the Bhastrika breathing, the breath of fire. It's an equal pulsing, strong inhale and exhale, in and out the nose as you cat-cow. So I'm gonna ask you to try to speed up your cat-cow today, all right? Sounds like this. All right, so again, you're pumping the breath in and out the nose. Remember, you can isolate the hips a little bit more to start. Like say you're feeling tight, right? You could start with just more of your pelvic tilt. So if you're just joining, we just did a 2 minute down dog hold, and now we are doing a faster Kriya version with the breath of fire cat-cow. So we're inhaling into our cow, exhaling into the cat. Okay, so and then you can start to do like your chest more, your midsection. If this is a lot right now, you start with more your hips moving faster, and then you move your core, and then you move your neck. Last few. So if you're just joining, it's an energizing cat-cow. And you try to make it like rhythmic and meditative, all right? So it's a quite different cat-cow than we normally do, all right? And you really try to keep going with that, right? A good minute also there at least, all right? Nice job there, yogis. When you're ready, let's walk our feet to the front of our mat. Take a breath or two here. Now kind of forward folding, swaying side to side. Maybe if it's all regulars today, so again, there's a little less instruction, a little more encouraging to listen to your body, okay? So here I could do some inhale half lifts. If I'm feeling tight, kind of bending and straightening, I could again bind or pull on the feet or sway side to side. Again, they're all great options. It just kind of depends on what you feel like you need this morning. So when I practice personally, I know most of these options. So which one do I choose? It's kind of like, what does my body need, or what I haven't I done in a while would be the choice. All right, let's slowly stand up. Now we're gonna try that same breath, a little focus today, this pranayama, a little power breath of fire. So it's like a squat kriya, but a little smaller movement and a little faster. Feet or hips width distance now, arms go straight, forward. Trying to keep the arms straight today, guys. All right? You're gonna bend your knees a little. You're gonna inhale down, exhale up. It looks and sounds like this. So I'm not straightening my legs ever, and I'm not going all the way down to squatting. So it's kind of like this middle space you're working on. It doesn't have to be as fast as I was doing it, but they do it really fast. Okay. Sometimes we are moving too slow, over long periods of time. We got to find spaces in our practice or days where your intention is to move faster. Just like you'd have peak strength days of your week or your month, you'd have peak movement days. So this is all moving us a little faster in spaces you've done it slow countless times. All right, we hold chair, we do squats, Kriya slower. I'd like you to try to breathe faster, power, and move faster today. All right, so last few. So it's a little bit different than the normal squat Kriya. Arms are straight up, all right? And you're just pumping the legs up and down, not bending fully, not straightening. Last few moments. You're gonna feel it around your knees and your thighs. That's normal. All right, stand up, yogis. Let's keep moving. You're gonna intertwine your fingers, palms together, legs together and straight now. Squeeze your butt tight. Now, this is a double exhale. Okay, so we're gonna straighten our arms, take that big inhale, and then it's a double exhale. A little slower, right? Inhale, and then inhale. So this one's a little different, right? We're not like jamming the body into a side stretch. That's actually a very good way to hurt your back if you'd like to. So there is a little bit more of this kind of muscular control, not like jamming down into it here, guys. We're keeping the palms together, straightening those arms, engaging our butt and our thighs, and we're kind of with control into that side body, stretching that other side body, all right? So you're trying to get to like 6, 12, maybe higher if you're feeling good, 15, 20 per side. Last few moments here. So I'm going to stick with like a little extra movement here to start. You're going to do another kind of slower movement, and then we're going to do another two kind of faster movements. So we'll do a few more of these faster movements, and then you're going to see some more things you're familiar with, okay? All right, next movement here, guys. Arms are gonna go up, feet are hips width distance. It's a little different, but it is classic yoga, really. Just trying to look at some stuff we're not doing as much. You're gonna bend your knees, lift your heels, and this little jumping, okay? And that's what we're gonna try today. So this little jumping up and down, I'm never putting my heels down. So from the side, you can see my heels stay lifted. Okay, a couple more, another 30, 40 seconds. And you can like start to get a little height too. If you want to go stronger, knees stay bent. Something a little different today, guys. Little jumping here. Keep it going. So it's not running. It's not running in place. It's jumping both feet up and down. Come on. Get outside your comfort zone. Yogis aren't used to jumping, right? So when you're done, slowly release, step to the front of your mat, step your left foot back, find your first lunge. So left foot to the back of your mat, find your lunge. So I often talk about trying to be in parasympathetic. If you're training for a sport, you actually want to practice sympathetic response. You don't want to be all relaxed, heart rate slow, and body calm if you're about to play a competitive sport, right? You actually want to work on engaging your sympathetic nervous system, spiked heart rate, body temperature, max blood flow to muscles. So we're in the high lunge. Let's reach our arms up. So this is kind of like a sympathetic practice, right? Arms go up now. Let's bend our knees and our arms. Both knees bend. Front knee stays over front heel. Back knee gets low, like taps the floor. I want you to kind of like to pull up. You're pulling a bar to your chest. And then back up, inhale, and exhale. So from the side, I'm here, back heel lifts. Look at my front knee. It doesn't ever go in front of my front heel. A little bit's fine. You know, if you know how to do it, you can do split squats, but it's not really beginner, right? So I do this all the time, but it's not really for everyone, right? Last few on the first side. You should feel a big stretch in your left hip flexor. Try not to overarch your back. So as you go low, some people tend to go really arch in the back. Keep the ribs pulling in and a slight tuck of the tailbone. Last few. So you remember, we're trying to like pull our elbows back down together. It's like full complex body. There's core, there's arms, and there's legs. It's not easy, right? You know. Okay, let's keep going here, yogis. Let's stand up and step our foot forward, right to our second side, please. All right, now, again, my knees bend, so the back knee hovers an inch. Inhale, straighten the legs. Feel your quads light up around the top of the knee. Exhale. And then you get into it. Again, like 6 to 12 is a lower number to work towards. 15 to 20 on this side would be a higher number to work towards. Keep breathing and moving. There are more difficult versions than this if you know them. I showed split squats, right? If you want to become more athletic, the split squat is definitely works well. There's also where you keep your front knee bent, static, and then you just bend and straighten your back knee and as you do the arm pull. So this is trying to wake up our back muscles in the arms, all right? The lower traps in particular, the rhomboids, the lats, and the posterior delt. You know, we all got to do more pulling. Same as like hip extension, right? So activating the back body of either the lower back, hips, hamstrings, calves, or the upper back. All right. All right, guys. So this next one's a little bit more of a mobility drill. Think of it like a dynamic stretch. You'll step your feet forward. We go for that big straddle now. All right. So the feet are in the straddle, and I want you to do it like the Kriya. They do it fast. Your arms go to the star. Okay. Big inhale. Right hand toward left knee or shin. Inhale. Now, guys, you know, even though we're moving a little faster, let's not like jerk and jam the body. Let's still move with grace and awareness and some level of muscular stabilization. So try to feel your core and your back as you bend over. You're not just like jerking the body, especially if you're new to this stuff, or, you know, the idea is if you're like doing an exercise and it's scary for you, that's where you really have to be like cautious, because your body's in like a fight or flight with the cortisol. Always move like slower if it's very intimidating to you or awkward or scary. And then as you get more comfortable in it and you feel the flow, you can speed it up and kind of, you know, I don't want to say jerk, but like move a little bit faster and explosive. All right. So last few times side to side, please. Yeah, we're doing the Kriyas today, right? The energy actions of the body here, really getting that pulsing through the body. All right, so I got one more standing movement, and then we're kind of back down in the plank area. So this one is kind of tough. You're going to stand up, and it's another bending over, but now the knees are going to bend and the core. So you might want your blocks. It's a little different here. Now, my hands will be a little closer together. My heels are gonna lift. My heels are together. My heels do not touch the floor and they do not separate. My hands are gonna go close together. It looks like this. From the side, my hands are closer together, heels lifted, touching. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. My knees kind of go wide right outside my wrists. Now, we all got different anatomy. You might need to find a different place to put your knees. Some people like the knees a little closer. Some people like them a little wider. It's just like squatting. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, chest lifts, knees bend. If you're good at it, hands on fingertips. If it's easy, hands on the floor flat. Come on. The heels do not touch the floor and keep your heels together. Your heels are going to want to separate. If you're new to this, it's a little awkward. It's a puzzle. It's really good for you to have to kind of figure it out in your body, not just blast the body with something you're familiar with. You know, learn something new within the exercise. So heels do not touch down. Straighten your legs as much as possible. Bend your knees as much as possible to some degree. Don't force it, right? You know, that's what we're working towards. More straight, more bend. Chest lifts, chest down. Last few. Come on, speed it up a little bit now. You know, yoga is always so slow. And, you know, a lot of us have trouble moving fast now. That's not good. Let's try to work on having a subtle intention of moving a little faster here. You guys feel that? Around your thighs, your knees? All right, so a lot of times that's going to be way longer. In the Kriyas, that's like 3 to 6 minutes straight, okay? Let's come to high plank pose. So let's find that first high plank. It's been a while. We did a down dog and some cat-cow. Let's find the high plank. And let's work a little bit of really, you know, slower things now. All right, so let's find our high plank. And now listen, you're going to shift forward in your high plank. Now, a lot of us should probably drop to the knees, right? I just want you to bend your elbows like an inch and hold. So elbows hug in, shoulders still kind of roll back and down slightly. All right, so now we're in a Bentarm little hold here. And then you're going to straighten your arms, high plank. And then you bend your elbows about 2 inches, so double what you just bent. So we're really trying to gain muscle memory in throughout these subtle spaces from plank to low plank. Okay, now straighten your arms again, please. Power yoga here. Yep, low plank holds. And now listen, bend your elbows 3 inches or so. So now you're 3 times your original bend, but you're not halfway down yet. Okay, in a space. Doing this on the knees is tough, yogis. So you can do that. Straighten your arms. All right, now let's bend the elbows about 4 inches. Hold. Okay, yeah, hold that. Come on, shift a little bit more forward. Hug your elbows in. Breathe, pull your belly in, squeeze your butt. Don't arch your back, all right? Don't let your hips dip. Straighten your arms. Almost there. You got 2 more only, right? So bend your elbows, maybe about halfway down now. So you're in that low plank, the chaturanga that you're kind of more familiar with. All right, straighten your arms. Now listen, challenge here. You're gonna bend the arms a little bit lower than halfway. So that space where sometimes you're told not to go, where you're less familiar with, you're in a little bit below halfway down, approaching that hyper range stabilization. Now straighten your arms and listen, take it all the way down to the chest. All right, now take a moment just to neutralize that. Was that a pretty good challenge? I saw some of you are already quitting, so ideally, some of you would keep going there. Some of you have to rest, right? But I'll keep moving here. Now, listen, I want you to keep your hands where they are, underneath your elbows, all right? Hands underneath your elbows. Slide your hands near your lower ribs, cobra, and then lift your heart, your chest. Now it's back body. And then today, lift your hands here. So hands slide more near your lower ribs, all right? So you're here, your hands slide more to your lower ribs, and lift your hands up here. Try to flex your palms, your wrists, so your palms are facing down, okay? And then you can lift your legs here too. I'm just doing this before the big cobra stretch today. So we call that like a form of locust, okay? Big inhale. Exhale, take a little break. Now listen, tuck your toes, hover your thighs 1 inch, your knees 1 inch, start to hover your hips 1 inch, abdomen. Just press through your hands, lift your chest, abdomen, head 1 inch. So think the lowest plank you could possibly do. You're hovering your full body 1 inch off the ground. And you feel that space, that lowest plank, let's call it. Okay, and then you lower down, locust again, go slow, try not to jerk your neck, take your time, lift the chest, lift the arms. Okay, if you want, you could also reach your arms straight and back. I know that arm position could be quite uncomfortable, and your legs lift also, please. Try to pull your belly in, hold. Yes, it's difficult stuff here. It's some subtle, you're not going to get much range. You're just going to work on activating that full back body here. And then lower down slowly. You might take a little breather if you need. Or second round, we're going to 3 rounds, lowest plank possible. Do it in small increments. Slow down, get detailed. Toes tuck, knees hover, thighs hover, hips hover, navel hovers, chest hovers like an inch. But you're still trying to shift forward. So my hands are not underneath my shoulders. They are underneath my lower ribs, elbows. Holding that lowest plank possible. Remember, you can do this on the knees. If that's awkward and you're not very strong there, that's normal. Lower down, last round, locust posture. Lift up everything, hands, chest, head, legs, navel. Try to lift the legs from the hip joint so the femur bone is lifting, the thigh bone, and you're straightening your legs, pointing your toes. So the knee muscles engage, and those ankles really point. Lift everything up. Nice. And then one more. Lowest plank you can hold here. Lowest plank you can hold. Let me see it. Nice. And then listen, lower down. Take a little breather. We're going to do our first stretch here. Our right arm reaches out. Push through your left hand. Just a breath or 3. We're not going to hold it very long. So just take 3, 4 deep breaths, kind of calming, centering. Right arm out. You can do the Bentarm 90 degrees if you want a bigger stretch. Relax your head down, close your eyes. Deep, smooth inhale and deep, smooth exhale. You know, those little locusts and the holding the low planks, the holding the lowest planks, those can all be kind of tensing in the shoulders. So you get this nice stretch. All right, let's do our second side, please. Again, left arm out, more challenging Bentarm, okay? Your pace, right? I see some of you holding that first side longer. Yeah, so left arm out, we're kind of pushing through our right, rolling to our left. Just breathing now, just kind of slowing your heart rate and calming your nerves for a few moments. So yogis, what we're going to do now is come back to center. You can do a cobra and up dog if you want, but we're about to do chaturangas kind of on our own. You can take a quick child pose too. That might feel nice. We're just going to do some like chaturangas. You're thinking like 5, 10 chaturangas, working the articulation, the full range push up into the back bend, some arm strength, right? Extra push-ups are definitely recommended. If you want to build your upper body strength, guys, you can do push-ups every single day. You do not need day off, but I know that can make you like really sore. So if you're new to it, you might do push-ups like 3 days in a row, day off, 3 days in a row, day off. But if you really want to build your upper body strength, push-ups are fantastic. You can feel the effects very quickly. You do push-ups like 3 days in a row, you'll notice strength gaining quickly. If you're feeling really good, some handstand hops, please, or full sun salutation. If you're feeling really good, a handstand hold at the wall. So somewhere in that realm where the arms are really working, you're moving and breathing with more full body, unless you're doing an inversion, So let's give you a good minute and a half here. What are you working on? What can you, if you need to add a stretch instead, that's cool too. Just another moment here to kind of be yourself in your practice. What do you feel like you need? We've been working hard, doing some interesting things today. We're not going to do like flow sun salutations this morning. So this is your opportunity if you would like to do that. All right. About 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years, I did a little challenge. I did 150 push-ups, 30 days in a row. It was crazy how much like muscle mass I gained in my upper body and like fit. I looked way more fit and strong. And all I was doing in push-ups, there was no weight. So, but it was 150 a day. So I would usually do like 30 or 50 in the morning, 30 or 50 in the afternoon, and then 30 or 50 at night. And you could really, man, notice a difference. I did have some days where my shoulders were pretty sore, but you got through them, and then there was no injury or anything. But uh, it was a pretty cool little experiment I did. And you don't really need to do 150. If you work towards 50 or 100 a day, that's really good already. Last few moments here. So if you're just coming back, we're doing a few chaturanga type movements. There's knees, chest, chin. We are going to come off the arms here in a moment. So we're going to go back to standing and work on legs. Just so you're aware, I want you to really work your arms. We will get one more arm round in after our standing, but this is a moment to really hold handstand, push-ups, chaturanga, something to get your arms working again. Oh, wow. Push-ups with babies on you. Nice. Ooh, nice little handstands I'm seeing. Headstands can work good too here, right? Headstand A in particular, this one will blast your shoulders, okay? Not as much as the headstand B, the tripod, that doesn't work the shoulders. When I go for super long headstand hold, it's headstand B usually, and headstand A is gonna definitely, it's gonna be more difficult on those arms and shoulders. Last few moments. So most of you are still going, so we'll go a little bit longer. Saturday morning, now that this is my, personal class now. The Bay Club stopped all online classes. I was teaching that one online for Bay Club, and they've dropped all of them. So I'm going to continue to teach this, and we'll make this a nice fun class where we can do extra inversions and strength. We need that peak week strength day, right? And a lot of these can't make the weekdays, right? So if you can't make yoga core, this class is going to be like, think of it like all right, Saturday morning, I'm going to wake up, really work hard, strongest day of the week, maybe. All right. So let's keep it going here, guys. We're going to come to down dog, walk our feet forward. And now we're going to try something in the legs here. You're going to want your blocks for this one too, probably. All right. So this is called the lateral leg lift. We're not going to do half moon today. So I'd like you to find this position. Think of it like tabletop, but on your hands and feet. Do you see how I'm not here? I'm lengthened. I want my weight a little bit more forward, so I don't want my hips back, okay? So I'm in this nice table, like you see, you could set a plate on my back or something, right? Now what we're gonna do is walk our feet closer together, okay? We're gonna hover our right foot. We're gonna inhale the right leg out to the right. We're gonna hold. We're gonna hover the right foot an inch. Don't turn your hips open to the right. Keep your chest down, equal weight in your hands. Inhale, right leg out, hold. So from the side, just in case you need the demo. Okay, and down. And we're gonna continue with that right side, please. So you're inhale your right leg out and up. Don't round your spine, yogis. A lot of you got a bad habit of rounding your spine here. If you want a rounded spine, do it a lot, okay? How you don't get a rounded spine walking around in life is by practicing awareness of when you round it and taking yourself out of it. Last few, we're trying, what's the standard? 6 to 12. Maybe you're getting really good and you can go to 15 or 20. You can also add pulses if this is too easy and you have super glutes, all right? So those legs are going out to the side. So yeah, Brian, try to walk your feet a little bit more closer, all right? A little bit more closer. There you go. That looks good, everyone else I can see. Just lifting that darn leg, isn't that tough? All right, let's do our second side before you drain all your energy here. Left foot hovers, this is instead of half moon, all right? So left leg goes out and up. You hold it there, come on now, work. I don't wanna see fast leg swings. You can do that in the end a little to burn out, but in the beginning, hold that leg out and then you bring it down. You don't put it down, you just hover it an inch there. And then boom, you go right back out and up and you hold, okay? Try to breathe now, please. Breathing will increase muscular strength endurance. If you notice yourself breathing in and out your mouth, remember that famous book, if you read it, it's called Breathe. You would know that breathing in and out your nose, it increases nitric oxide content in the bloodstream by 6 times mouth breathing. So that's the magic chemical. They call it the magic chemical. It's the vasodilator. So it expands your blood vessels. More oxygen, nutrients getting to the cells. Nasal breathing, please. Come on, let's keep going. If this is your weaker leg, I want a few extra reps on this side. Is that pretty difficult, guys? All right. Try to keep your spine long. Try to keep your neck long. Don't look up at the screen. I'm not doing nothing. I'm going to work out really strong later. Don't worry, guys. Saturday is one of my strongest days. It's kind of like a day off for me. So in work, last Saturday I worked out 4 hours. It was a really big day. I want you to notice your weaker sides here. That's the key. We've been doing this one up in chair pose. We've been hovering the foot in chair and then bringing the leg out, pausing. It's the same thing. And we're just building on this. This is the bent over the hinge stretch. This is the hinged version. You did the squat, the chair is the squatting version. All right. So when you're done there, we're going to keep going here. I'm not going to do a second round just now. We're going to stand up, please. Shake it out a little bit now. All right, so that's a hinge, which I'm going to take you into a lunge. We did a lunge earlier with the up and down. Little bit different stuff today, yogis. Let's open our feet wide, please. This is a power posture. It's a static pose, which means still. Your right toes turn out, your left toes turn to the right as well. I want you to think warrior 2, but we're not holding upright. It's called bent knee triangle. Front knee over the front heel. I need that front knee bent. Arms wide, palms facing in front of you. Now, I'm going to laterally lengthen. I'm going to bend that knee. My right arm reaches low in front of my right thigh. My left arm reaches high. I do not rest my elbow on my thigh. I do not touch the block or the floor. I hinge a little bit. Right hand, right inside the ankle. I push the knee open. I push the knee back into the ankle. And I look up to the left hand. It's all legs and core. One line long from left armpit to ankle to heel. I am not resting my hand on the floor or the block. I am not putting my elbow on my knee. Last few breaths. Push the leg open with the arm and push the leg back into the arm. So there's this battle. Squeeze your pelvic floor, press your feet down, engage those legs. Bent arm triangle, yogis. It should be very difficult posture because you're not resting your weight on anything. Okay, now go slow. Come back up, warrior two, and just keep your arms to the T. Switch sides. Left toes turn out, left knee bends. Right toes turn into the left, right leg straightens. Think warrior two, second side, except palms are face forward. Laterally lengthen, right arm up, left arm down, and you hinge a little, which means from your hips, your waist, your upper body hinges like this, so it doesn't flex. Pull your ribs in a little bit. Turn your core up to the sky. It is a triangle posture. Bent knee. Left hand hovers an inch or two off of the floor, pushing the left leg open, but the left leg is also pushing back into the left arm. Pull your ribs in, lengthen your side bodies. Try to relax your shoulder traps. Bend that left knee, yogis. Come on now. Left knee has to bend more. So it's kind of like side angle also. It's actually more like side angle probably, right? But we don't rest the hand down in this version. Strength version today. We always stretch in side angle. Let's strengthen more. Can you go slow for me and rise back up? Listen, we're gonna pivot to high lunge. We're only gonna do like 2 more standing postures, yogis, all right? So listen, we're gonna pivot to high lunge. We're not going for the hyper twist today, all right? We're going for this hold, hovering. So I'm gonna find my high lunge, get deep in the bent front knee, hands come to prayer. Now listen, I'm gonna twist, I'm gonna hinge and twist, but I'm gonna try to get low. Listen, I'm gonna hover my left elbow an inch off of the thigh. And then from here, I'm gonna use my core to rotate more. I'm gonna bend the front knee, left elbow hovers an inch. So instead of like here, like we always do, I want that elbow hovering to that, okay? Revolve side angle, turn the chest more. You can spread your arms too if you want, but try to hold in strength today. Let's not think the one we always do. Think doing it in a subtle way that you normally don't, but you're used to this body form. You've done this body form countless times. Can we throw a way into it where you're uncomfortable again? Okay, so that left elbow is hovering 1/4 inch. You're lengthening your spine. You're rolling your shoulders back and down. You're hugging your pelvic floor up and in. You're squeezing your legs together, side to side, forward and back, rotational. So there's all this kind of body awareness activating for stabilizing, but you're also relaxing. Last moments here. Yeah, it's a really difficult, right? So when you're ready, let's slowly come up. We're just going to basically pivot to the side and do our second side. Classic Hatha yoga style side to side practice. Left foot in front of you, hands go in prayer. You're going to hinge and rotate, hovering right elbow an inch above that left knee thigh area. Again, try to lengthen your side bodies, roll your shoulders back and down. We're trying to go, do 45 seconds or so, not a super long hold. It's common in yoga. We hold lunges, right? So you did your open hip lunge just now. Coming from a hinge, we already did a lot of squats, so we're not really going to do any more chairs. Yeah. Some of you can spread your arms, right? But you don't put the arm on the thigh. You don't rest in today's version. Looks pretty good. I see a lot of people resting. You're like, what happened last night, Bob? What are you doing to us today? If I'm going to make Sundays a little slower, a little easier, a little bit more flexibility, I'm going to make today stronger. All right. Because if I kick your butt today, you won't want your butt kicked tomorrow, probably. You'll want to release a little bit more and do a little bit more fundamentals. All right. Nice job there, guys. Let's slowly come up here. Step to the front of your mat. Just take a shake out here. Now, we are going to do Warrior 3. So if you want to do standing split, pyramid could be another option here, but it's not balanced. We're not doing too much balance today, so probably a good idea to stay on one foot. So, you could step back to the center of your mat. We're going to hover our left foot here. And if you want to do a bind, go Mukasana, reverse prayer, Sushumna, hands behind you, intertwining the fingers. Everyone knows Warrior 3, so I'm not even demoing. No reason to look at the screen here. You're going to hinge now, chest coming down, left leg comes up. Standing split's a fun option. Handstand hop's a fun option. Toppling trees, nice here. Have a few extra breaths here now in your Warrior 3. Remember to bend your standing knee first. Work on straightening your top leg, dropping your top hip down. And also, you can work on straightening the right knee. We do lock the standing knee eventually. Right? Just don't round the spine, yogis. Pull the chest forward and kind of up slightly. Some of you guys know, we've done it, Warrior 3 squats. You bend your right knee, you get low, and then you straighten your leg more. There's also the double squat where you bend your right knee, get low. You pull your left knee into your chest, stay low. You straighten your left leg back, that's the top leg, and then you straighten your right leg. That's where we're getting a little bit more into advanced style with that big complex movement with both static, asymmetrical, and the dynamic asymmetrical. So that's going to really up the ante if you want to go big. Again, you're in Warrior 3. You're bending your standing knee, getting low. You pull the back knee, the top leg into your chest also. So you're in this little ball, and then you straighten the top leg back again, and then you straighten the first standing leg. This is like more complex squatting. Okay, nice job. Let's slowly stand up. I see most of you is quitting there. We will end that way. Again, a few of you might have to go longer. Second side after you shake it out. It's just one set, Warrior 3. We did our Warrior 2 type. We did our Warrior 1 type. And now this is our Warrior 3, our one-legged hinge. Work your legs here, please, because we are going to go back into arms here in a few moments. And then we're going to hit your core and your final back bends, and then you're done. A stretch or two, all right? So you're working the Warrior 3. I mentioned more advanced versions. Did everyone get what I was talking about, the squatting? So if you're in the Warrior 3 here, you bend, pull in, go back, straighten. So bottom leg bends, top knee bends, top knee straightens, bottom leg straightens. Bend, 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 bend. That's too fast, but just so you see it. Remember that one-legged squatting. We do squatting in half moon. We do the dragon to revolve moon. We've done that before. The dragon egg to they call it like dragon. A lot of ways to squat on one leg. Pistol squat, upright being one of the peak. Hinge squat's a little easier because you're counterbalanced, right? So if you go upright, you don't have that counterbalance. Your flexibility is going to be more demanded. All right, you guys look done? A couple of you is going. All right, yogis, so nice job with your standing yoga. How about we take a little sun salutation just to make our way down to the ground? Just kind of a nice smooth movement of the full body. So you step to the front of your mat, take a nice big inhale. We're doing a lot of weird stuff today. You just kind of settle it in case it's antagonizing you. We'll inhale the arms up if you're going for it, or exhale, forward fold, kind of reaching for your toes. Nice inhale, half lift, just kind of resetting. High plank to low plank here. Chaturanga, inhale, up dog, and exhale, down dog. All right, so I want to do one more little plank poses here. And since we got regulars and it's Power Saturdays, we're going to try something here. We're going to shift forward to plank, and we're going to do side plank. I'd say left hand down first today, since I'd say most of us probably are right side dominant. So let's do left hand down side plank. But we're going to do the thread the needle. So your right arm is to the sky. You're gonna exhale, turn your chest down. Right arm reaches underneath your left armpit. Inhale your right arm up and open to the sky. Exhale your right hand down underneath your left armpit. Feel the core. Inhale the right arm out and up. A few more, please. You know the deal. It's an option. You don't have to do it because the crazy yoga guy said it. Or if there's other, if you want to work lateral movements. But just rather than holding that plank, today will be a day where we kind of really push that plank here. Remember, I love to have you guys, rotate a lot. So we're training that transverse abdomen, those obliques, and we're not just focusing on like your rectus abdominis, your six-pack abs. They're not the most functional muscle really, right? They do help with pelvic tilt, but the transverse and the obliques, we got to make sure we're really strengthening those. All right, let's do our second side. I see a lot of you has already taken a break. So we're going to slowly bring our right hand down and left arm up. And it's that exhale, left arm threads the needle kind of barely, right? Underneath your right armpit. And you're going to feel that core work. And then you're going to pull the belly and inhale, left arm up and open to the sky. All right. You're trying to 6 to 12. If you're getting stronger, you can go a little further. Try to feel it in the core, right? Your shoulder also has to move. It's almost like you're turning down to plank almost, but you don't go to high plank. So it's like that top shoulder is turning down. It's a super shoulder strengthener as well. So remember, we are intentionally working on hitting your arms strong right now. So if you have to quit, that's how your arms are going to get stronger. All right, now a lot of you are quitting. Downward dog, please. No rush if you need a break. It's all right. So I want to do a one bent arm strength. So we're having a little focus on that. That's straight arm strength, right? It's very scapular in nature. So it's going to be like very shoulder, but this is going to be very much more arm and elbow. So it's called Bentarm Dog. You're in downward dog. Everyone knows this one, I think. You press your palms down. You're going to bend your elbows, hug your elbows in, but still keep your hips up and back, pulling your chest toward your thighs and pulling your head between your arms. It's very common that people lock up the back of their neck here and kind of shift forward like they're looking between their hands. So it's down dog. I want you to bend your elbows an inch to start. Some of us can bend 3 inches. Some of us can even hover your elbows an inch off the floor. But yogis, I want to see those elbows hugging in. Okay, so we're doing that bent arm dog hold today. Come on now, let's bless those arms. This is kind of, this could be your last big arm exercise here. So I really want you to focus, all right? Go to where you tremble and try to remember your goals. You're here to get stronger. Here's your opportunity. You got to step in the moment when it's in front of you, all right? And then you're going to straighten your arms after a good, 20, 30, 45 second hold. You take a break and then boom, right back into it, all right? In the crazy yoga world, we do this on one arm. You do bent arm, you do one arm dog, right? We've done that. We do one arm plank, done that. And then you widen your feet here and you do a one arm bent dog. All right, we do bent arm side planks. So every place where we straighten the arms, we bend them eventually. Everywhere we're on 2 arms, we do the one. And that's how you're really going to get stronger. I always like to relate it to skiing. Blue squares seem so difficult until you try a black diamond. And then forever, your perception of blue squares changes. It's all relative. If you try something more difficult, it makes the previous seem easier. All right. It's not really easier, but it seems that you're not as uncomfortable anymore. All right. So we're going to do 3 rounds. Forearm balance hold is a totally awesome option here. I meant to say that. Inversion forearm balance. One more solid go here. Bentarm dog. Who wants those strong triceps, the back of the arm here, right? So that's the double extension, right? It's the tricep is crossing the shoulder joint here, and it's crossing the elbow joint here. So the long head crosses the shoulder, and then you're going to get those triceps in a really nice way. Looking good. A couple of you look down there. Is anyone still going? Yeah, a couple of you are. I can see 3 people still going. All right, yogis. So listen, we're gonna swing it around on our back, and I want to do one little ab thing for you guys, and then we're pretty much gonna call it a day here soon. So swing around on your butt. We take the weight off of your arms, right? Go to low boat. Lay on your back. Bring your knees over your hips. So you're laying on your back, legs up, bent. Arms can either reach forward. I want you to lift your head, curl your upper body. All right. So we're here. And let's finish it out with that strong abs. I mentioned rectus abdominis. Let's call it the six-pack muscles. So you're here. If you feel good, you reach your legs more forward, and you hold here. Okay. After doing the arms, then you tighten it up one more time, and you pulse it out. You pulse it out here. Look at this very small movement. Very small movement. This little pulsing of the chest. Let's keep going. I just turned 39 on Wednesday, so let's do 39, 38. 37, come on now, work those abs. 33, 32, 31, come on, 30, 29, focus. It's a very small movement, yogis. It's not a big jerky movement. It's very small. 21, 20, 19, 18, come on, 17. This is where you're getting stronger, right here, right now. When it gets difficult. See, 13, you're almost there. 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. That will really work those abs, right? Ballistic end range pulse. Bridge your wheel. Final pose of class with any strain. Press your feet down, lift your hips up. Block between your thighs is more challenging. If you're going for wheel, feet start wide. If you're really good at it, block between your thighs. Just 2 rounds here. If you're feeling like middle ground, you can do your one-legged bridge. Nice wheel pose. Let's do this. Ooh, nice one-legged hip thrust in the table. I like that too. Reverse plank's always nice here. If you want something challenging, reverse plank on your forearms. If you want to go crazy, one-legged reverse plank or one-legged forearm reverse plank. You're like, what did he just say? We do reverse plank on our forearms too, behind us. And then there's also something called reverse forearm balance. That's on my Instagram. I'm not going to show it right now though. Nice. Yeah. Some of you who's doing bridge are going to hold longer. Wheel people, you look like you're getting done with there. You got one more round if you have it. All right. Nice. One-legged bridge with the figure 4 looks good. Come on. This last one. Come on. Last round here. I try to have a nice balance of pushing you guys, but also telling you to be kind to your body. But there are some days where you got to have that extra push, that accountability. We're like, no, you got to go for it. You don't want to do it. Too bad. You got to do it. We got to have a little bit more of those days. And Saturday's going to maybe start to be that day. All right. Where we push a little bit when we don't want to. Sometimes we don't want to do those things that are good for us. And you got to find that willpower deep within and go for it. All right. It's kind of like those days where you don't want to go to class, but you go and you're like, thank God I went. You felt like you didn't want to go, but then after you did it, you're like, I'm glad I did it. When the mind got weak, when the body got weak. All right. All right. Looks like, okay, one person's still going. How about we take a stretch? Outer hip stretch. We didn't do revolve, straight leg, or pigeon. So let's do a figure 4 Gomukhasana, a nice hip opener of choice. We didn't do we did a lot of weird stuff. So any hip stretch is really on the table. Straddle forward fold, a virasana, a frog. a pigeon or Gomukhasana. Just start to slow down and breathe now, yogis. You did a lot, and I want to calm our nerves here to end class. Start to smooth out your breath again. We did the power breathing in the beginning, but not too much focus on like smooth, deep, slow breathing. So let's bring that into the mix here. Inhaling deeper than normal, exhaling deeper than normal as well. Try to soften your eyes a little bit. Okay, and then you can switch sides. If you're doing something one side, start to think about switching sides here. Second side, hip opener. After your hip opener, you might want to do one stretchy twist. We did the, twist bending over, touching our toes. We did the lunge twist was pretty strong. We did a rotational twist and plank, but not like a stretchy one. So if you want to get one in here, just kind of dropping your knees over to the side. I like to think of it like a hip release and then a core or torso release to close up here. Plow is a nice one. Putting a block under you can work as well. So take your time. We got about another like minute and a half, 2 minutes. And then what I'm going to do is guide you into Shavasana and leave you there today. Yogis, I do want you to try to, make sure you do your Shavasana. I'm going to have to do it as a group here. If I see a lot of you, it's just kind of seems like you're not doing it. All right. Try to be, smart about it. It is important to practice calming your nervous system after it gets overstimulated, after we create a lot of cortisol. Strong exercise produces a lot of acid in the body, and it is inflammatory. It is damaging. So we can do something really easy, calming at the end here, to help kind of neutralize a lot of those effects. They call that the exercise paradox. Exercise is very damaging to your body. All right. But it's so good for you. Your body actually produces a lot less acid when you're sitting on the couch if you exercise regularly than if you don't. So if you're not exercising, your body produces so many more like acids and inflammatories just sitting. But if you exercise strenuously, your body sitting on the couch doesn't produce nearly as much. So even though the exercise is the most damaging, but you're sitting more so than not exercising. So this is a really important part. It's an interesting thing, the exercise paradox. You can look it up. There's actually many parts of it, like how exercise is so damaging, but so good for you in many ways, right? So it's a cool thing to learn about. So listen, yogis, it's closing meditation. If you want to do some breathing, I haven't been doing enough mantra. If you want to add a hum or an om, mantra is one of the pillars of the yoga practice that I really don't do enough of in class. So if you want to add that, doing a few ohms or hums or any mantra. But the goal is to get into a comfortable position. close your eyes, calm your body, focus your attention inward to be still and relaxed, present with yourself, to surrender, to let go, and to try to stay there as long as you can. So this is your final pose today. I'm going to leave you here. Simple Hatha Sundays is on tomorrow at 7:45 a.m. So maybe I'll see you then, yogis. Really nice job today. Namaste, yogis.